mayhem ensued online. I mean, this has like 53 million views and impressions at this point. None of it was positive. Somebody said, you can be one of the most attractive and sought after men on the planet, and your wife will still cheat on you with a man in sandals. Not saying dating isn't worth it, but spend time loving yourself and you don't need a woman to do it for you. The comment section, guys, was abysmal. Like, I think the only people having a good time in this comment section were the Red Pill Bros because they think this kind of story proves their point. Somebody else said, not even the GOAT Tom Brady is safe from his wife cheating. LMAO, lesson in there. Somebody else said, no wonder he chose football over her. Somebody else said, damn, even Tom Brady isn't enough to keep her loyal. See you in the gym, Tom. But other people, interestingly, had a different take. And you guys might not agree with this, but I wanted to highlight it because I saw it in here. Somebody said, he chose career over a family. Somebody else said he chose football over her. LOL, what did he expect to happen? And I saw a comment yesterday and I should have screenshotted it because now I can't find it. But somebody said, obviously, this sucks. She is at fault if she did cheat because she was the one cheating. But he was away for years, for longer than he needed to be or should have been. They have plenty of money. He chose to prioritize that over his family. And I think that speaks volumes or something like that. And I think that is an incredibly important point. Like, you cannot expect to be the man of your house, to be the head of the household if you are not even there.
Happened to men being the pursuers.
Y'all asked for the sequel, so here it is. Why Men Aren't Pursuing Women, Part 2.
But women are the prize because women, they got a pussy, you know what I mean? Pussy makes the world go round.
A compliment from a man means literally nothing, but a compliment from a woman. Now that's something.
I'm taken, and I still love to go shake my ass at a bar with my friends. So
I hate the attention, but then when I feel unattractive and I don't get the attention, it's like, I don't love that either.
So gotta say men are down here and women are up here.
Okay, so are women equal to men or are women superior to men?
For sure, superior.
Okay. When it comes to dating and relationships, who is typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman?
Yeah, the woman.
Okay, so if the woman is the prize, why even bother going out with a man in the first place?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Ladies, if he says he's got no hoes, that means nobody wants him, so you shouldn't either.
Men think that they are the shit.
Why do men think that they have to take money, or why do men think that women have to do cooking, cleaning, all that stuff, and all they do is go to work?
We control the world.
Okay. So if women control the world, why do so many people think it's a man's world?
How likely are women willing to accept men for just the way they are?
Not very likely. We want things, and we're not going to tell you what we want.
Why would you do that?
Because for the sake of being complicated.
So, like, what kind of effort do you make? What do you do?
I mean, obviously, if I like someone and I know I'm going to be seeing them, then I'll, like, put my makeup on and do my hair better than normal.
50% of adults in the United States are single. I wonder why that is.
There are a lot of cool men out here. I love the president. Let's give it up for the brothers. There's a lot of cool men out here. For the men out here. I love the president's speech saying you're looking at a feminist. What can men do leaving here? Be better. Be better at everything.
Men are taught that they have to make women happy. The fact of the matter is, you can't make anybody happy. You have to make yourself happy. Happiness is a byproduct of achievement. So for women to say that they're unhappy, it's their own fault. Anybody who says he's unhappy, it's his own fault. Everybody has to make himself or herself happy.
You're giving me such a bloody headache. Yeah, I mean, where are you from? Where are you from? Dear Lord, I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
City boy, city boy.
Got him. We fucking got him.
That's where he's the GOAT. He's a GOAT.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turning on all notifications so you know when I have some new videos up. I have over 500 videos. Even at some point, I'm going to delete some of them because some of my earlier videos, I'm kind of like, I should do those over. But until I get a chance, or maybe until I get to a certain number of videos, yeah, I'll see what I'm going to do because it's constant stuff going on in the world today. But anyway, we're going to be talking about Tom Brady again for the third time. And I talked about him twice on here. I use Coach Greg Adams' viewpoint, which I agree with totally. Today, I'm going to do a little bit of two different viewpoints because I do see both sides of the coin here. However, as I often think, as a man, once you get in a relationship with a woman, especially in Western society, it's like a no-win. If you're there too much, you're not, well, to her, she can always say, you're not motivated, you are not driven enough for success, you're not on your purpose. She can pull that out on you. If you are focused on your goal, career driven, she can also say that he didn't give me enough attention, he wasn't home enough. It's like a constant balancing act with most women. And even if you get the perfect woman for you that understands you, because I often run into this, because I've ran into this a couple of times, whereas I almost could have been in a full-on relationship, but usually because I'm focused on something else strongly right now, I really don't want a distraction, really, and that could change, but yeah, I think it's better I just stay on what I'm doing right now, because that's the anxiety I know that I'm going to get into, just in case I get into a serious relationship with a woman. Now, as far as like dating, having a good time, yeah, I'm open to that. But anything real serious, and it's not a thing of like I just want to use a woman to have fun and then go about my business. That's not the case right there. Thing is, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste her time. And I want to make sure we are a good fit for each other. Anyway, I have a video by Brett Cooper, which every time I hear that name, I think is a dude, but is a woman. And even though she comes at this Tom Brady thing in an open mind, I can see what side she's leaning on. She's leaning on the woman's side, but that's understandable and predictable. I'm going to let her say some words right here, and then I'm going to add my insight as well.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. Sadly, in today's society, cheating has become very normal. And rather than being something that is taboo or looked down upon, it is now even celebrated in many circles of our culture. And I feel like we see stories every single day about different celebrities, one couple or another cheating on their spouses, or some headline saying that infidelity is actually super empowering for women. However, it gives me hope that in the comment sections of all of these posts and these stories, people still aren't thrilled. Normal people still believe that cheating is wrong. Thank God we have not fallen so far. And the allegations surrounding Tom Brady's divorce are no different. People are not thrilled. Before we dive into this story, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and then ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section or one of our live streams. All right, so the NFL star and the bombshell supermodel Gisel split up after 13 years of marriage in October of 2022. And we have a whole episode about that divorce. I believe that before they got divorced, we also did an episode about the rumors that Gisel is a witch and that she was doing spells over Tom Brady before his game. It sounds weird saying it now, but that was a big thing online, so we can link both of those below if you want some more context. But TLDR, Tom kept saying that he was going to retire, but then he didn't, and then obviously he did retire and then went back to the NFL like a month later. So many people think that Gisel just said, you know what, I've had it, I'm done. Obviously, football is your main priority, not me, not our family. And you might say, well, Brett, he was providing for them. Obviously, the NFL pays a lot of money. Why would he give that up? That is true, but Gisel is one of the most famous supermodels in the entire world, and her net worth and her paychecks surpass even Tom Brady. So I don't think she was really concerned about the paycheck that he was getting from throwing a football across the field.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Now, after the divorce, they both made those, very cryptic celebrity-style posts on their social media, but Gisel ended up breaking her silence in 2023 with a Vanity Fair interview. And she said, "It's like a death and a rebirth," explaining that she has been mourning the death of her dream. And she talked about how she always believed in fairy tales, but life is not a fairy tale. Her marriage had to end. They grew apart. And in the interview, she also pushed back on the rumors that they split up because of the NFL, because he didn't retire, saying, "Listen, I've always cheered for him, and I would continue forever. If there's one person I want to be the happiest in the world, it's him, believe me. I want him to achieve and to conquer. I want all of his dreams to come true. That is what I want, really, from the bottom of my heart." However, immediately after this quote in the interview, she then said that him continuing to play in the NFL and not spending time at home was a piece of the puzzle that caused their divorce. And that as they grew apart with different priorities. Tom's was football, hers was not. Like, Gisel, you can support him all you want, but it seems like this really was a big issue. Now, Tom also posted and spoke out amidst the divorce, but what stood out to fans was a particular thing that he put on his Instagram story where he posted a poem by Muhammad Ali. "A man is his heart," the post was titled. Quote, "The personality of a person, the ways of a person, his thoughts, his deeds, his actions are all based around his heart. For what is a man? A man is his heart. A lying, cheating heart means a lying, cheating man." Dun, dun, dun. Now, obviously, people immediately wanted to know what or who Tom Brady was referring to in this post, and it looks like it might have been about Gisel's jiu-jitsu instructor. Here's a photo of them together, and at the time that they had split, there were rumors that she had cheated on Tom with this man, and that might have contributed to their divorce. But their PR people in the press quickly shut that down, and even Gisel came out and said that he's our teacher, and most importantly, he's a person that I admire and that I trust. It is so good to have that kind of energy and to have my kids be around that type of energy. And then she said, obviously, because I'm getting a divorce, people are going to try to attach me to different people. We're just friends. I know his brothers. We're all just friends. Okay. Just friends, my ass. Because, guys, over a year later, Gisel has now gone public with this man. It literally happened 2 days ago, who she has apparently been dating since June of 2023. Just like 6 months after their divorce was finalized. And even better, they had apparently been photographed on trips together in November of 2022 and January of 2023. But again, sources shut it down immediately, saying, no, they're just friends. He has been her and her family's jiu-jitsu coach and personal trainer for years. It's totally normal. Okay, I know that celebrities are very weird. We get that. But who brings their jiu-jitsu coach on vacation to Costa Rica? Nobody does that. Red flags everywhere. It seems like maybe she was focusing on nourishing that relationship a lot more than she was nourishing the relationship with her own husband. Like, that is not normal. What should be normal is nourishing your dogs with rough greens.
Okay, Brett is about to go on some ad rant right now, so we are going to fast forward like a mofo to the next part. But let me add something to what she was saying. She was absolutely correct in this segment of the thing, because she was weighing both viewpoints right here. And this is the thing of why this video is probably going to be called "Women Cheat as Much as Men, They Just Cheat Better." Now, because of YouTube guidelines, I'm probably going to have to say blank or question mark cheats just as much as question mark, but they are just better at it. Yes, I think we're going to go that way with that right there. And this is the thing about women having man friends, because I think the opposite gender can be friends. She's going to do another video after this, maybe from a comment I say, but about women having man friends. Like, look, we are grown adults here. People can be friends with whoever they want to be with. But a lot of times, especially with women, they let their friends become a problem in their relationship. Now, this is a delicate situation right here, because should you cut off all your friends and not even make new ones because you are in a relationship? Probably not. But you should not get too chummy with them. Like I say, my red flag is, if me and that woman is having issues, she should not be running to another man telling them our shit. Because that man, especially if that woman's attractive, I don't care what dudes say, what women say here. If that woman is attractive and that is that man's type, he's going to start liking her if she's constantly coming to him, telling him her shit. Because I know that happened to me. I used to let women use me in this kind of way, because in a way you are using him as an outlet because you not getting it from your man. Okay, so that's a hole right there. And that's the thing that will cause micro cheating, because it starts forming emotional bond. Now, the woman may not think too much of it. They may just think of like, okay, this is somebody I can run and turn to. But that's a building block right there. Then, of course, spending time, having fun, going to amusement parks, doing little things that maybe your man don't like to do, you're doing with this other man. Then your man will sense something's going on. He'll ask you to stop. Maybe you should stop. And most men, because I know I wouldn't in the past even say anything, even though I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Say something, because she can always say that, oh, you're acting insecure. You're acting controlling. He's always been my friend. I don't even like him like that. She'll say that, and I guarantee if you two break up, if they do not end up hooking up, that will be the next man she slide into. Or either the next man will slide into her. Okay? Now, if that happens in reverse, if I have a woman, a girlfriend, a wife, and I become real chummy with this other woman, start hanging out, telling her, getting advice about our relationship from another woman, tell me one woman on the face of this earth that will like that bullshit right there. Tell me one. Now, maybe it's some naive one, someone's like a Disney princess that will be like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. But most women will say hell no, and they will support that. We know this divide from looking at the O'Malley or the Usher performance on stage. Men and women were strongly divided. Yes, there were some simp guys that definitely was on the side like, oh, that's fine, that's okay. But see, I always look at it if it's reversed. Women will lose their freaking minds if their man did the same thing. So, as I always go, if you can't handle it, then you better definitely not be doing it. And a lot of women do this, and because of this right here, I don't think I can trust too many women in relationships, because y'all not fair. Y'all want to be able to do anything, and you want your man to be in handcuffs, not doing nothing. So, and what's going to eventually happen is the man is going to sneak and have a woman friend that he confides in, and then he may cheat with her, and then he's wrong. But yet, it's right when you do it. What the fuck?
Anyway, back to the more current news. They are public. That just happened a few days ago. Page 6 dropped an article yesterday talking about this. And they said that Tom Brady has accepted Gisel Bundchen's romance with jiu-jitsu instructor began years ago. And mayhem ensued online. I mean, this has like 53 million views and impressions at this point. None of it was positive. Somebody said, you can be one of the most attractive and sought after men on the planet, and your wife will still cheat on you with a man in sandals. Not saying dating isn't worth it, but spend time loving yourself and you don't need a woman to do it for you. The comment section, guys, was abysmal. Like, I think the only people having a good time in this comment section were the Red Pill Bros, because they think this kind of story proves their point. Somebody else said, not even the GOAT Tom Brady is safe from his wife cheating. LMAO, lesson in there. Somebody else said, no wonder he chose football over her. Somebody else said, damn, even Tom Brady isn't enough to keep her loyal. See you in the gym, Tom. But other people, interestingly, had a different take. And you guys might not agree with this, but I wanted to highlight it because I saw it in here. Somebody said, he chose career over a family. Somebody else said he chose football over her. LOL, what did he expect to happen? And I saw a comment yesterday and I should have screenshotted it because now I can't find it. But somebody said, obviously this sucks. She is at fault if she did cheat because she was the one cheating. But he was away for years, for longer than he needed to be or should have been. They have plenty of money. He chose to prioritize that over his family. And I think that speaks volumes or something like that. And I think that is an incredibly important point. Like, you cannot expect to be the man of your house, to be the head of the household, if you are not even there. If you don't know what's going on, if you don't know what's happening with your wife, if you don't know that she is completely disconnected. Because when you get married, yes, you are making a commitment. It is a sacred covenant if you are religious, but I don't believe that you can just expect that to get you through. Like, you can't just expect your vows to carry you through for 60 years. You have to choose each other daily and prioritize that relationship. And I don't know if Tom was doing that. I don't know if Gisel was doing that, considering that she was rolling around on a mat on vacation with her jujitsu instructor. And this kind of feels like a chicken and the egg situation because I don't know which came first, like what caused what. One of them could have disconnected first, changed priorities, who knows? There are also rumors that Tom cheated on Gisel years ago and that they together cheated when he was still with his ex-girlfriend, who he has a child with. Just like mayhem, guys, mayhem. But the main point here is that our culture seems to have forgotten what commitment in a relationship is and what commitment entails. The types of sacrifices that you have to make on a daily basis for that commitment to work. And that mixed with a very weird, very twisted interest in infidelity as some sort of positive, empowering act has completely screwed us over. Like, no wonder we are seeing so much of that. No wonder we are seeing so many divorces. Now, for the sake of their kids, obviously, I hope that Tom and Gisel are amicable. I hope that they are working through this. I hope they both get along with each other's new significant others, because this does not seem like the cleanest, most black and white break. This is a messy situation.
Okay, I was going to jump on in there when Brett said the thing when the man's not home. But I decided to let her finish her point. Now, she made all valid points right here. She's not wrong. If it's going both ways. If it's going both ways. And both you and the woman are having the tough conversations. Now, to play devil advocate right here. I don't know if I don't think Tom cheated on Gisel, but he could have cheated with, okay, when he got with Gisel and the other woman that he was married to, because I do believe guys do this too. Those two could have been talking when he was having problems in a relationship with his other woman, and this woman was around, and she probably had something going on with somebody, and those two started talking. They had a connection. They noticed they had more things in common than what they had with the relationships that they was in. And of course, it was a new shiny object to play with. So those two ended up getting together. But it wasn't just a fling, because they actually got together, stayed together, got married, and was together for over 10 years. How long was they together? I know definitely since Tom was in the NFL, but either way, I'm only going to go by the things that I definitely know right here that we are talking and seeing right now. So, in Tom's case, I think maybe he did make a mistake because sometimes dudes do this, because I know I've done it in my relationship with telling a woman that, and I don't do this too often, but I only did it with that one thing that's kind of a habit of me doing. I would say like, okay, I'm going to stop, but I didn't stop. Now, of course, though, it was things that I didn't talk to her about that I needed her to stop on. She didn't stop. So therefore, I kept doing this little Band-Aid thing that helped me get through it. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that right now. But as I would say, men, try not to do that right there, because you give the woman more ammunition. So I'm assuming he told her maybe multiple times, like, okay, I'm going to retire after this year. I'm going to retire after. Yeah, I promise I'm going to retire. And he ended up not retiring because probably he meant it at the time. But after going to training camp, talking to other dudes, saying like, oh, no, you still got it. You should keep playing. And therefore, he'll start doing it. And then after a certain while, she starts feeling a certain kind of way. It's better that you stand pat and say what you're going to say instead of doing that thing like happy wife, happy life type of thing, saying like, hey, football is a part of me. I want to play until I can't play no more. You knew you married a football player. Okay, the same way I know I married a model. So, I mean, now you want me to change it or something? And of course, though, sometimes I think women use sometimes things like this as an excuse, because I always notice that when these athletes retire, they get divorced almost every time. And why is it? Because maybe they're home more. Maybe they did grow apart. And that's something too. That's a scary thing that I'll say, that I think women do way more than men. Men may have a slow changing process as they are pursuing their goals, but for women, you can find this woman, because this happened to me with my ex-wife. You can find this woman, even though she's flawed and she has certain things, but she has certain qualities that outweigh some of the bullshit that you are going through. Kind of like, I would say, my ex-wife was like fiercely loyal. Well, loyal that she wouldn't leave me. Not to say she didn't do shady shit. Okay, she didn't hang around with people I was not comfortable with. But as I said in the story a long time ago, I remember I got into a fight with this guy and she jumping in trying to hit the guy, which I have to kind of hold her back, because I'm in the fight right now. You stay out of it. But she's the type that if you are in a horror movie and Jason is trying to kill you, she's that girlfriend that will pick something, instead of running away, she will pick something up and try to help you fight Jason. Now, truthfully, that is a rare quality in a woman. That's one that you would want by your side. That's why I have no problems with a woman being that person that I can kind of depend on, that's there. And that's hard to find in a woman, period. But yeah, it's just because people have different personality takes. And I'll get into that another time. Anyway, getting back, because I got a little bit off kilter of what I was talking about. I think he should just been more straight with her, because he gave her ammunition to build up this case against him. And what's the thing that I say with women? They need time and attention. And that's not to look down on it, because what do we need as men? We need affection and we need sex. Okay. So if we're not getting it from our women, eventually either we're going to watch adult entertainment, or either some of us is going to start donating to OnlyFans, or some of us are going to go to prostitutes, or some of us are going to start having affairs. That's what's going to happen. So women are the same way. When they don't have that type of relationship with their man, they're going to start going other places. And you don't want them going other places, because that's when trouble is going to happen. Now, of course, though, as adults, you also need to communicate. You need to say that I miss you. We need to talk. And as I said before in a video, I forget which side is going to be on. You bring up the conversation first, because if you let her bring it up, it's going to get nasty. So you bring up the conversation, because you kind of don't want to have the conversation. You bring up the conversation and then you try to get solutions, because they always say men are solution based. So you bring it up and you find a solution. That way, maybe our relationships may go a bit better with that right there. Do not let her lead that conversation with issues in the relationship, because I'm sorry, women do not do that well, and men don't react well with how women do it. Anyway, I have a video by Pearl right here, and she's more on my side on how I think about this.
Gisel Bundchen and Tom Brady. So, Gisel and Tom divorced last year. Now, there are a couple warning signs that a woman is going to leave your ass. Yes, I know the women will say there's no patterns, they're just doing this. But I'll tell you, number one is if she out-earns you. Bad idea. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pearl, can it work ever? Yes, it can, but not usually, because most women have a modern mindset where they think they are better than a man because they out-earn him. even though typically the man brings more value to society. For example,
No, Pearl. No. We're going to stay on topic. She goes on a little rant about something right here. Not to say she's not partially true, but I never like downing someone in a conversation because I always feel like that's counterproductive. A lot of people will start turning off their open ears once you do that most of the time. So, no.
now, she did divorce his ass. And right after the divorce, she was seen with her kid's karate instructor in Italy, vacationing, having a rendezvous. Tom Brady says nothing. But this is what women do, all right? Women will divorce your ass and get mad when you move on because they think you're just going to be under their spell for a lifetime. And when you say, okay, see you, lady, and you get a younger, hotter, tighter model like he did, they get a bit mad. Now, I am actually happy for him because I heard he was dating Kim Kardashian. Now it seems like he is not. This is all speculation, guys, just so you know. But apparently he has a new romance with Arena Shank. If I said her name wrong, I'm sorry. This is who I am. A beautiful, younger woman. You know, and they always say the second wife is an upgrade. I don't know what to tell you guys. And this is why a lot of guys get red pilled, because Tom Brady was everything a chick would want. Christian guy, family man, not out there partying left and right. I don't think he's a known cheater, at least. Yet, he can do everything right and his wife will still divorce his ass. Women are never happy. You can give a woman everything she wants and she will never be happy. Now, why is it rumored that they divorced? Oh, he was working on his career too much. But the funny thing is, if the men were not working on their careers, we would not want them anyway. And what you can see is this is a control tactic of modern women. Women are not meant to control men. Women are not meant to control their husbands. Their husbands are supposed to follow their purpose, and the women are supposed to follow. But we have brainwashed the media into convincing women that we need our emotional needs met, that we need, that he has to spend a certain amount of time at home with us, that we get to dictate what is acceptable for him to be a family man. And then we'll keep our last names, which is not traditional, and we'll divorce his ass. And then when he moves on, we'll cry about it. And my question is, why is it that she was able to move on and Tom Brady said nothing about it? But yet, when he moves on, she's got an issue. Women want to have their cake and eat it too. They want their own money, but they don't want to depend on a man. But they want a man that's traditional. It's like, which one is it? They want a man that's a family man, but when he spends too much time at home, then they're not happy because, you know, we grew apart. He didn't follow his purpose, whatever it is. Or he will become a better person. He will grow and become the best version of himself and chase his dreams, his goals. And what do the women get mad about then? He's not home enough. But the real problem, when we hear all of this stuff, and I want you, once you guys start hearing this, you can't unhear it. When you start hearing women say he didn't meet my emotional needs, he spent too much time at work, that is the indication, or my favorite one, I did so much for him. That is the indication of a woman that, one, keeps score, that will resent you if she has to give up anything, and a girl that competes with her husband, and a woman that is controlling. There is nothing worse than a controlling woman. Why? Because as women, it's like we don't even know what we want. One day we want this, one day we want that, one day we feel this, one day we feel that. It's like we are not meant to be in control. Yet, society tells us that my favorite thing, that you should get wisdom from your wife. that you should have an equal say, that your husband has to ask you. Your husband isn't supposed to ask you permission. You're not supposed to make decisions together. He's supposed to make the decision. He can consult you. But this idea that we have an equal say in relationships, I actually think it is mean to tell women that. I really do, because you're telling women we're supposed to have a role that we are not supposed to have. You are telling women that we are equal when we are not. And I think it is mean to push women who, one, let's just be honest, we're basically like big kids, right? That can just be propagated and like you can push us to do things. Like,
Okay. Pearl said a lot. A good 80 to almost 90% of what she's saying, I agree with. But the only thing that I'll say in the red pill space is that a lot of our arguments are definitely like one-sided. We're almost like the toxic feminists in a way that we don't see no counter opinion. And that's why I cannot knock these guys though, because they are at least voicing the other side of the equation that most sides are not. Now, I will have to admit with Brent Cooper's take, she's a little bit more open-minded of seeing both sides of the equation, but I still think she's leaning more on Gisel's side. And I can't totally disagree because, as I said before, women like time and attention. And any woman that's saying this, even Pearl, is wrong here because maybe they can do it for a while. Like, that will work back in, I guess, the 1920s, 30s, 40s, before we got so technology advanced. Because the same way that men can get sex easy now with prom, streetwalkers, OnlyFans or something, women can also get that itch scratched when they feel a little lonely by flipping out their phone, okay, going on the computer, socializing on Instagram, watching TikToks. So we're both bad in that way. Like, now we can get what we're not getting from our significant other and then act like everything's fine, but everything's not fine right there. What I disagree with Pearl about is the thing, like, I know what she's saying with the thing of women want to be equal. I think a lot of women here are using the wrong word. You want that respect. That's what I feel when women are saying this. They don't want to be put down like, oh, you are a woman, just be quiet, or women should be in the kitchen. Y'all don't want to be dismissed like that. I understand. Okay. I would never treat a woman like that. And I don't think, look, everybody do their relationships the way that they want to do it and put up with what they want to put up with. But I want mutual respect between me and the woman that I'm with. And even though I'm saying this, and women might be kind of clapping, like, mutual respect. You're not superior to me. I'm not superior to you. The thing is, though, we both have certain advantages and disadvantages. I have certain strengths that you may not have. And that goes the same thing with different personalities. I may be more empathetic, more understanding. However, sometimes I may be a little too accommodating, too, what's the word for that? Trying to make sure everybody else is okay and I'm not okay. Whereas a person that's a little bit more selfish, a little bit more direct, abrasive, those people may be able to focus more on themselves, take more care of themselves, which that's a strength in a way. Unless if you use it, unless if you go too much. That's why I'm all about balance, especially in my life right now. Going too much either way is the wrong thing right here. So anyway, what did we learn? As Tom Brady, you can have all that and the woman can still get bored and up and leave you. As a woman, even though how beautiful you are, how attractive, a man, well, longer a man is with you, the less that's going to keep him there. So you two better have some things in common. You better be able to have some good times together. You need to be understand who you marry. A woman made this video like, who the fuck did I marry? Okay, and of course the guy was a pathological liar. But looking at the woman, and she's okay. She's like, I'm not even gonna rate her, but that would not be my type right there. So she took what she probably could get, and that man, which I don't know why he wasted all that energy on there. Maybe she had a good job and stuff. And I'm talking about the woman, I can't think of her name, that made that video. Who the fuck did I marry? She obviously did not really take the time to get to really know the man. And when she saw red flags, because with every ex that I can say that they did me wrong in certain kind of ways, there were red flags that I saw. I just either ignored them or either hoped they would go away. So I have to think with most people, especially when you've been around a person a long length of time, there's red flags there. It's up to you to choose to ignore them or not. And that's where probably Tom Brady and maybe Gisel went wrong. Oh, and it was one other thing I wanted to comment on. The money thing. Now, I think Pearl's right in most cases. If a man and woman is together and she starts making more money than the man, I think she will leave him because she will lose respect for him, and then she will start putting him down because she'll start getting with or meeting different types of people that's on a higher income level, and maybe even people that's still on the same level, and they'll start asking her, why are you with that man? You can do better. And she might shrug it off at first, but eventually, and that's something that I did not say too, that even if a woman's okay initially for the first 2, 3, 4, 5 years, she can change. Because I went through that. She can change into a different person. And whether they call it a spiritual awakening, a midlife crisis, whatever the case may be, they're going to fuck you over once they have a change of heart. And all that time you put in was a waste. But this is why I probably would say for men in this climate right now, unless if you happen to meet the perfect woman and you're like knee deep in it and you're engaged already, don't get married, or especially don't have kids. We have enough people on this earth right now. Okay, forget legacy, forget all that stuff right now, because if you choose wrong or if she changes on you, you're going to have 18 to 20 years to keep dealing with that woman and paying that woman money. So that's my main thing right there. Now, Tom and Gisel is not going to have that particular problem right there because she makes a lot of money, and I haven't heard any divorce settlement thing yet or child support because a lot of the kids are like old enough, kind of, well, at least they're like mid to late teens. That hasn't come out, so, but I'm pretty sure he's paying something because Kim got Kanye real well. So anyway, unless if you want to be dealing with that type of stuff, I would say really don't do that right now, or really make sure you really know your woman. And even then, as I say, she can always change up on you. This is a never ending conversation. And while I could go on and on about this, I'm just going to end with it. I just always notice that when a woman leaves a man, there's always an excuse. They're graduating from marriage. They wasn't happy. Spiritual awakening. It's always something that they will up that society will often take Men will accept it because most of the time they want to be with your woman, or they always had a thing for your woman. And women's case, they'll be like, go girl, go live your life. You don't have to be with a man all your life. You deserve to be happy. That type of stuff right there. As men, we always told to bite the bullet, to put up with it. And a lot of that is the penalty of divorce. So that's why I'm saying, maybe for men, don't get in that position at all. Unless if you get with a woman that does make more money than you. I think that can work if the woman has more money than you initially, because she has to know that as long as the man didn't say like, oh, I have more money than what I actually have, and she sold a lie or something. That's why men don't lie about that type of stuff right there, because sometimes what men will lie about is how successful they are. But if she accepts him with that right there, she'll probably stick with him. I think women have more of a tendency to leave a man. That's if they get with the man in the first place. They have more of a tendency to leave the man if he was making this much money and she was here, and then all of a sudden she started making a bunch of money, because she's going to get exposed to other, well, as I say, more opportunities, and then she's going to probably leave him. That's the same thing that happened to that, and I can't think of the name of that damn woman right now that did like interviews, Moldoff, whatever her name is. She has that bland speaking voice, and she recently got divorced, and she dresses different and acts somewhat different than what she acts, and she left her husband, and that's exactly what happened. Oh, and of course Drake's name is somewhat in the middle of it, but once again, even though some people are throwing a little bit of shade, still is kind of accepted. It's kind of accepted. So anyway, give me a like, subscribe, have a good day.
I'm single as of yesterday.
So you had a man before yesterday?
For 2 years. I'm not gonna lie, I got a dick appointment coming.
Well, who?
My best friend.
You were friends with this guy while you were dating your boyfriend?
I've been friends with him before I knew my ex, I guess now.
I'm so disappointed in you though.
Why?
You're going to go your best friend a day after breaking up with your boyfriend. That means you wanted to your best friend while you were dating your boyfriend.
It's kind of more complicated, like...
Can we stop pretending like having a guy best friend isn't a huge problem? That's like me going to my nutritionist and saying, all right, I'm gonna start the keto diet. Let's do this. I am committed to this. Let's go. And then every time I sat down to eat something, I had a pack of Oreos with me. The nutritionist looks at the Oreos like, what's up with those? Oh, these, don't worry about these. I'm not gonna eat those. Oh, you're not gonna eat them? So why do you have them with you? Oh, these Oreos, I done had these Oreos since before I started this diet. I love these Oreos. These Oreos are cool. Don't worry about them. I have zero interest in eating them. I just like having them around. And the nutritionist be like, okay, so you ain't never had Oreos before? You don't like Oreos? No, I've had Oreos before. I just never had these ones, and I never will have these ones. Trust me, I will never eat these Oreos. And then one day that diet starts getting really hard. And you start thinking, man, I've been doing everything for this diet, but I ain't seeing no results. This diet ain't doing nothing for me. You look over and you see that pack of Oreos over there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
We do not live by your rules, dirty words.